Hello, and thank you all for joining us tonight. My name is Roberto Martinez with Texas Public Radio. I am very happy to announce that this transmission is currently being broadcast from the Emilio and Irma Nicolas Media Center in downtown San Antonio. If you're driving downtown, down Commerce Street, we're the new purple and white building right behind the Alameda Theater. Tonight is a special night. It is, of course, the first day of TPR's Pledge Drive Stream Week. That's right, every day this week we'll be sharing some sort of program that shares a little bit about the work that we've done this year. If you've been tuning in tonight, you may have seen the latest installment of our Lonesome Lounge local sessions featuring Tony Romero and the Spiders. And following this event, we'll be sharing a highlight reel from every Lonesome Local Lounge sessions that has premiered thus far. But we're not over yet. Yet this is in fact tonight's feature presentation. We're here to listen to the EP by Garrett T. Capps and an exclusive acoustic performance and interview where we'll learn more about the artist and his work. At the start of TPR's Pledge Drive Stream Week, we have a special opportunity for our viewers tonight. If you sign up today, you'll receive a special poster that features the work from Garrett's new EP. The artwork was created by Garrett's band member and collaborator, Taylor Englert. And you'll also receive a limited commemorative Lonesome Lounge local shirt that we created for these sessions. Use the QR code in this video to access TPR's secure pledge form and make your pledge of support. We'll send out a poster and shirt to the first 30 individuals who sign up. Now, without further ado, let's connect with tonight's guest, the host of the Lonesome Lounge local sessions, San Antonio's very own Mr. Garrett T. Capps. Garrett, how's everything going in your world today?
Very good. Very, very good.
Same here at TPR because you're here with us tonight. Thank you again for taking the time out to be with us and be with our audience.
Yeah, thank you for asking me to be here.
Absolutely. So I'm sure everybody who's going to be watching this video is familiar with Garrett, but if you're not, he's an esteemed musical artist who's grown to be a leader in the Texas music scene. You may have seen him on a stage in the pre-COVID days or remember him from Viva, our live telethon that supported the arts and artists of San Antonio. Garrett and the Lonesome Rose have been a partner with TPR in creating San Antonio's most unique live music experience, the Lonesome Lounge local sessions. Garrett, we're doing something special tonight for your fans, something that the people of the world may not have known is that you're busy. You're always busy, especially in these COVID times. You're working on a lot of different projects. And tonight we're taking a deep dive together through your recent body of music titled Nobody's Gonna Help You.
Yes, absolutely.
6 songs, one night and one night only, will we have the chance to hear this new EP for the first time and learn more about the man behind the many pair of iconic shades.
All right.
Garrett, on behalf of TPR, I just want to send out a sincere muchas gracias again for allowing us to do this. And let's go ahead and get into this. You were touring a lot. As a matter of fact, you had a tour planned before this pandemic hit. How has your home life been? What have you been up to?
You know, I had lots of tours planned for the summer and spring. Those got canceled. I got to spend time with my girlfriend and just hang out and work on music and not talk to anybody for a long time in person. And, you know, that's what happened.
Absolutely. That's how it's like for a lot of us. Being quarantined is not a normal thing, but it's something that we had to do. What has your songwriting process been like in this time of isolation or quarantine?
I've written a lot. I'm a conceptual or project-based writer, so I usually write when I decided that I was going to start recording a bunch of stuff to release online. I started with a loud rock and roll EP that is online now. It's called Talking About Love. And then I started working on this one. And this one's more kind of laid back, folky country stuff. And so basically I would say I'm going to do a rock and roll project, or I'm going to do a folk project where I collaborate with a bunch of people remotely and then start writing the songs for those projects. And that's kept me very busy. These are also things that I've wanted to do for a long time that I haven't been able to do because I have been focusing on other stuff. that keeps me out of the house,
but safely.
safely out of the house.
Well, tell us a little bit about this body of work. When did it come to you that the light bulb went off about the name of the EP, and when did you start writing the songs? I mean, did you have any of these songs before the pandemic hit?
There were a few that were there before the pandemic hit, but some of them happened just very organically. I'd wake up in the morning with an idea for a song and write it down, or just throughout the day, and just start writing lyric ideas down. This was all after I decided I was going to do a folk EP in the COVID times. So my mind was generating the ideas, and yeah, lots of isolation-based lyrical matters.
Well, you mentioned that this was recorded completely remotely over the internet. Whereabout did all of your band members or session players come from?
So I use this as an opportunity to collaborate with a lot of musicians I've met over the years. A lot of them having to live in Austin, and I just haven't been able to get them in the studio, or friends that live here in San Antonio, all sorts of people. But I started recording the drums for the songs after I'd written them on that stage right there, here at the Lonesome Rose. And then I sent the tracks off to all the musicians, and then they sent me their parts back, and it was like putting a puzzle together. But the puzzle has been completed.
And it's a great puzzle. I've had the opportunity to listen to the song, the album rather, in its entirety, and it definitely, as I mentioned before, this brings us back down to earth. In 6 songs, you really kind of document what it's like to be an artist in the strangest time to be an artist. And I want to thank you again for allowing us to go through these songs one by one. Let's go ahead and get into the song. So I really enjoyed, again, all the 6 songs, but let's go ahead and go through this one by one. So the first track that I want to talk about is "We Can Get By." I really love this track, and I'm curious to know how much of this song and the rest of the songs did you record, and did you play, rather? Because you mentioned that you are a drummer and you played drums before. So did you record most of the drums for this track or this album?
Yeah, the drums and percussion are all me. Wow. And I wrote all the main hooks and everything too. I basically told the guitarists and whoever what to play. They're just better than me, so they made it sound better than it would if I did. But I did play drums on everything, for sure.
Well, "We Can Get By," the track. I love the piano, the saloon style kind of piano playing, and the guitar riffs. The tone of that really was reminiscent of like a Silver Juice song. And I really love the opening kind of poetic one-liner. "I've been cutting corners, but I've been playing fair." I feel like this EP particularly, we get to learn a little bit more about you and about the things that you maybe have been thinking about, because we have been in quarantine and we're all facing our internal dialogue a whole lot more than we've ever have before. This track particularly is a timely tune. The overall vibe of it feels like it was written for this particular time in this world that we all live in right now. Can you tell us a little bit about what the song means to you?
Yeah, it's supposed to be a positive anthem. So sometimes I write lyrics like "I've been cutting corners, but I've been playing fair," and I don't really know what that means, but I like it.
Me too.
I mean, it's true.
Well, let's go ahead and
know exactly what it means.
Well, let's check it out. You had the opportunity to record these songs acoustically, and of course, they're going to sound different from when you released the album and you put it on all of the platforms. But let's go ahead and check this one out. This one is "We Can Get By."
1, 2, 3, 4. I've been cutting corners, but I've been playing fair, trying to live life
Great tune.
Right on.
So this next track, and like this one we just heard, We Can Get By, you have this very reflective sentiment. The reflection is heavy on these tracks. Hopeful, but there's a calm sense of patience as the mandolin strum in this next track, It Could Happen Anytime. Where does this song and the writing and the overall inspiration for something like this song, where does it come from?
Well, I think I realized that my dreams are my actual dreams, like in the middle of the night or at night. They're all over the place, and sometimes I'll wake up with like a vivid vision of my dream. Maybe I talk to somebody that I know or used to know in my dream. And then I was walking around. One thing I did during the quarantine era was walk around San Antonio. I live close to downtown. And there's this weird thing that has always happened to me, that whenever like somebody, it isn't necessarily somebody that I know really well, but somebody that I kind of knew passes away, for some reason, like their face gets inked into my mind every once in a while, and I like see people on the street, or I saw someone on the street that I thought looked like someone I knew from a long time ago, and that's like a really chilling and strange thing that happens to me, and that's kind of like what this song's about, really.
So kind of like the Sixth Sense.
I guess so.
Well,
I see dead people.
Well, this track is another one of my favorites. Again, the arrangements that you put together with some of these musicians, just so cool. And this song in particular takes me back to the first album you put out. So let's jump into this one. And again, this one is called It Could Happen Anytime.
Lately I've been having crazy dreams, and I haven't been wondering why. Seeing all sorts of people that I've lost throughout my life, and I don't really know if I've seen the light, but I might know what it feels like. You don't know it till it happens. It can happen anytime. And I've been seeing faces when I'm walking around outside, faces that seem familiar and are stuck within my mind. It might just be some spirit coming down to say hi. You don't know it till it happens. It can happen anytime. And sometimes it's just a feeling that kind of warms you up inside. You don't know it till it happens. It can happen anytime. I've been worried a little too much. It's been hard to unwind, getting caught up in the little things and disregarding signs. And minutes creep by slowly, and days just fly on by. You don't know it till it happens. It can happen anytime. I've been in and out of love, and it feels alright. And lately I've been seeing stars and trying not to go blind. And there's a future for us. Who knows what we will find? You don't know it till it can happen anytime. And if you don't take chances, you might regret it down the line. You don't know it till it happens. It can happen anytime. You don't know it till it happens. It can happen anytime.
Another great track, Garrett.
Thank you. I like that song.
Me too. So for our viewers with a keen eye, they may notice that your wardrobes are changing throughout the songs.
Yes.
Tell us a little bit about those shirts and the I guess the chain stitching. Who does that, and where did you get those?
So the chain stitching comes from a local chain stitching person. Her name is Bronte. She goes by Lunchroom Anxiety. She works closely with Mario at Richter Goods. They're like in the same, under the same umbrella. And we like to collaborate on ideas like flying space sandwiches and stuff like that.
Well, they look really cool and very iconic for your style and your presence, the stage presence. It brings a lot to the show. So I appreciate you going all out in full Hollywood show business for us.
Of course, anything to go Hollywood.
Listen, this next track that I really want to talk about that I think is another beautiful track, Borrowed Time. I mentioned this before that all of these songs really feel like quintessential quarantine jams. And I think this one does as well. I feel like we maybe can share that and resonates with us that we all are kind of living on borrowed time now. And this weird year has really made that apparent. But walk us through writing this tune. What came about wanting to put together a song like this, and what were your thoughts when it was finished and all of the tracks were completed?
Well, originally, now that I think about it, the song was a joke song, and it was not called Borrowed Time. It was called Island Time, which is kind of the same concept. And the first, well, you know, I was joking during quarantine that we're on island time because, you know, everything's moving on its own wavelength and we don't have to be anywhere except for one place we were. So, I mean, it felt like island life. It was a positive way of acting like we were on a vacation, I guess. The first line in the song was, I've been listening to Jimmy Buffett, but I don't like that shit. Anyways, I changed it. Now it's like a song that I like a lot more than I would have. This song is not a novelty song.
It doesn't feel like it, as I mentioned. You know, the sentiment of trying despite how difficult times may be. You know, it feels it's something that resonates with a lot of us, especially throughout this year. So let's hear a little bit more about this track called "Borrowed Time."
I've been trying to live in the moment before that moment's gone. 'Cause there's something about the way time's flowing that makes me wanna move on. And I'm trying to count my blessings, and I'm trying to pay my dues. So now I'm living on borrowed time with you. I've been trying to further understand the gift of love. Some claim that it's very simple, some just call it trust. And I know we're always learning, and I know we're lucky too. For now I'm living on borrowed time with you. I've been trying to pray at night before I fall asleep, but I usually end up losing sight before I hear God speak. And I toss and turn a plenty, and I wake up tired and blue. And now I'm living on borrowed time with you. So now I'm living on borrowed time with you.
We're back.
Borrowed time.
Or Island Time,
Island time. The secret version.
but not that Jimmy Buffett stuff.
No.
This next track, If You See Her, is a really kind of energetic rockabilly shuffle tune. I understand that you've been jamming with a rockabilly band. Is that what inspired this track?
No, not at all. But I have been jamming with a rockabilly band for another project that kind of was born out of this whole era of COVID times. But no, this song it's just a song about a previous relationship I was in, pretty much.
Well, it's definitely it's a heartbreak song, but again, it's really energetic, and it almost feels like it could be a three-timer song, just because of the energy that you bring to it.
Absolutely.
So do you have plans for a lot of these songs that you've written for this EP and to turn them into like a three-timer song, or are these going to be like a NASA country band album that you play live? What is your plan for these songs?
NASA Country is going to play a handful of these songs, and the other ones that they don't play, I'm not sure where they'll pop up, but this is a good start.
Well, this one also has an incredible fiddle solo. Who played the fiddle on this track?
My friend Blake Whitmire, he's a dude from Lubbock. He lives in Austin. We've toured together a few times. Good guy. He recorded it on his computer interface.
Well, I'm sure that was the case for a lot of these tracks, right? You mentioned that they were recorded remotely. How was it trying to keep the energy alive through these sessions?
I try to move as swiftly as possible. Whenever an artist would send me a new track, that's like Christmas. You know, you don't know what you're going to get, but it's exciting. And then it's a headache trying to organize everything, but I think knowing that, I don't know, I love the songs, so that makes it easy to keep the hope alive.
Well, this is another track that I love, so let's jump into this and share it with the audience. This one is called If You See Her.
1, 2, 2, 3, 4. Her eyes of the past, they come to haunt me in the middle of the day, just as new love seems to want me. Her part of me won't fade away. She held on to the last second, and I did too, I won't deny. There are a few unanswered questions, but that's the way it goes sometimes. I've never been an expert in the journey of romance. Spent most of my life learning hard lessons, the other part trying to dance. And that summer was a whirlwind. Somewhere in there we fell apart. And even though we cannot be friends, it hurts to know I broke her heart. And if you see her, tell her I'm sorry. I hope she's doing okay. I left it all in such a hurry. Our paths will cross again someday. Time will always do its number. Time will always give its way. And there's surely times I wonder if it was all a big mistake. But at least it took us where we're going. For a while it was good. Part of us will always show it. That part will be misunderstood. And if you see her, tell her I'm sorry. I hope she's doing okay. I left it all and it got blurry. Our paths will cross again someday. If you see her, tell her I'm sorry. I hope she's doing okay. I left it all in such a hurry. Our paths will cross again someday. Our paths will cross again someday.
Great track, Garrett.
Thank you.
Again, this one reminds us of a rockabilly kind of troubled country sound, and I really loved hearing that one. And I think this one is probably the most upbeat or energetic compared to the rest of the songs on the album. For those of you guys who are going to, for those of you who are going to be listening to this on Spotify or Apple Music, wherever you get your music and stream it nowadays, this is going to sound much different from the songs when they're released. We had the opportunity to record Garrett T. Capps in an exclusive acoustic performance of this album. So we have a couple more tracks we're going to share, Garrett. In this next one, I wanted to ask you a little bit more about the production quality. So you've really stepped up your game on your most recent LP, All Right, All Night. You had a lot of beautiful harmonies in this album, and then on this new EP, you have a beautiful duet on a track called Get It Right. Who sang with you on this song?
That is my friend Amanda. She goes by Blue Jean Queen. She sings on the song All Right, All Night, and I was excited to collaborate with her again. So
when you have an idea for songs that you want to include another vocalist with you, how hard or how much harder or easier is it to lock in on these harmonies in remote sessions, as opposed to maybe doing it live?
It wasn't too bad. I mean, I just sent her the original vocal track and she sang over it. So I knew it was going to be a duet from the beginning. So, and she's a stellar vocalist. So that was that.
Well, she definitely locked into the groove, even if it was over the internet. Did she also write her verses, or did you write this song?
I wrote the whole thing.
Well, this is another reflective tune, especially in these quarantine times when you're able to really think about yourself and your internal dialogue. I love this track particularly because it was very dramatic and almost kind of feels like a Tom Petty ballad rock track. So tell us a little bit more about your inspiration for something like this.
I love ballads and overly dramatic music in some ways, and I love Tom Petty and Fleetwood Mac and that kind of stuff. So this was my ode to that music.
Well, a beautiful ode to that. And let's go ahead and allow our audience to check that out. This song is called Get It Right.
Yeah, I'm afraid of a broken heart, 'cause we've all been there before. Lonely and dreaming, I've been lost for a while, but I can't help noticing your incomparable beauty that I'm yearning for in my mind. I hope you come around, darling. I think we get it right. Yeah, you seem so earnest with your sensitive ways. Tell me this, sweet talker, do you mean everything that you say? 'Cause I don't run away when my heart is starting to fly. So if I'm gonna take a chance on you, you better try to get it right. Get it right. You know it's so hard to find the time. Get it right. Some people never seem to get it right. Yeah, I've had my reckless days with a hunger I couldn't ignore. I've done my best to settle down my ways and be honest as I walk out the door. And lovers come and go, and I know we could break a stride. You only live once, darling. Let's take a chance so we can get it right. Get it right. You know it's so hard to find the time. Get it right. Some people never seem to get it right. Get it right. You know it's so hard to find the time. Get it right. Some people never seem to get it right. Some people never seem to get it right. Some people never seem to get it right.
Some people never seem to get it right.
Maybe so, but that was a beautiful track titled Get It Right off Garrett TCAP's his new EP titled Nobody's Gonna Help You. And before we get into that, this last song titled Nobody's Gonna Help You, I want to ask you a little bit about this track. I love this track from the moment I heard it, and maybe it was the Bob Dylan organ or the overall vibe of these lyrics. Right off the bat, they sound a bit pessimistic or negative, but when you listen to the song, there's a sense of hope, and you're almost kind of providing the words to the wise, or these kind of, again, one-liner advice that you give to the audience. Tell us a little bit about this track.
Yeah, this track's kind of a stream of consciousness scenario. Another duet. I didn't write it as a duet originally, but I heard it as a duet at some point, and yeah, it sounds like a negative title, but it's really not. It's kind of just an open-ended, positive outlook type song. My friend Lindsay Verrill, she goes by Little Mazarn. She's the other vocalist on this, and I've been wanting to collaborate with her for a while. So I was excited to get her on this.
Well, I love the lyrics on this song. I love how you end some lines saying, what I mean is, and you're almost kind of clarifying what you say. But on the other side of the token, you're also saying, well, if you're not paying attention or you're not listening, that's okay too. And I really was intrigued by this kind of stream of consciousness idea of how the song came about, as you mentioned. But I'd like to know how this track and the title of your EP, how does it embody the realistic perspective that you've gained about creating art or music in this weird time to create art and music?
Yeah, I mean, the whole idea of nobody is going to help you is just that you got to do it yourself. And it's a scary world, and sometimes it's been pretty intense lately, and you got to remember that you got to make sure that you're taking care of yourself and the ones you love. And if you do that, then everyone else does that, then good things will start to happen, hopefully. But you can't just wait for someone else to take care of you. You got to do it yourself.
Very true sentiment that I feel a lot of people, it resonates with a lot of people, especially in these times. This track is another kind of duet that you mentioned, but you're going to be performing this solo. What's it like listening to an album or a song rather that you maybe at first didn't know if you wanted it to be a duet, and then it becomes one? Does it change your overall opinion about the song after that?
Yeah, a little bit. Like, this one's kind of got an inner dialogue vibe, so it's kind of like two different thought voices talking to you. I don't know how else to explain it.
Well, why don't we listen to it? This is the title track of the new EP by Garrett T. Capps, titled "Nobody's Gonna Help You." This is the last song from his exclusive acoustic performance for Texas Public Radio. Before we play this last track, I just want to mention that, again, we are in a pledge drive at the moment. And if you support what we do here at TPR, please make a pledge of support at tpr.org. This is the last song that we're going to be featuring tonight. Garrett, "Nobody's Gonna Help You." Do you want to say anything else before the song starts?
Thanks for listening, everybody. And stay positive. Viva. And thank you, TPR.
Viva indeed. And thank you, Garrett. We're going to go ahead and end with this song, "Nobody's Gonna Help You."
Nobody's gonna help you with your problems or your pain. What I mean is you can't wait for someone else to pave the way. Well, at least that's sort of how I go about my day-to-day. If that makes sense, then it's alright, and if not, then that's okay. Nobody's gonna help you to turn off your TV. What I mean is most folks out there can't be trusted or believe. It might sound like paranoia, but it's just the way I think. If that makes sense, then it's alright, and if not, then ignore me. nobody's gonna help you to pursue your biggest dreams. What I mean is, if you have them, then go chase them till you bleed, and don't give up no matter what, even if you're suffering. If that makes sense, then it's alright, because within our hearts we're free. Cause within our hearts we're free.
That was Nobody's Gonna Help You, the title track off Garrett T. Capps' latest EP titled Nobody's Gonna Help You. Thank you again for joining us tonight. We appreciate all of your time, and you've been a wonderful audience. For more information about TPR, please visit tpr.org.